Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Beyond This, the podcast that talks grounded spirituality for everyday use. Today's episode is all about spirit world. The fear that seems to be going around spirit world and how it just is, and it's not attached to any religion. It's not attached to any cult. It is because it is. If we haven't met before, my name is Matilda and I am a professional psychic medium based here in Australia. And wow, what a week it has been. We have seen the pivot of many people, the communities standing together that I said was going to happen during 2026. And we're seeing the international community standing together against what the United States are doing. Which is great to see. We're seeing Keir Starmer grow a pair of balls. I'm not sure about Anthony Albanese yet. I will talk about my predictions and what I see coming in over the next couple of weeks, couple of months at the end of the episode. This week, we are going to end on a meditation for those that may be grieving. Whatever grief looks like for you, we can grieve people, we can grieve pets, we can grieve the loss of the life that we thought we were going to have. So that will be at the end of the episode. But today's episode is one that I feel incredibly strongly about because there is so much misinformation about the spirit world, about mediumship, and about what it actually means when we say that our loved ones continue after physical death. People often assume that anything connected to spirituality must automatically be a belief system or a religion, or worse, something like a cult. And I want to be very clear today. What I do is not a religion. It is not a cult. It is not something you are asked to believe, because belief is not required when something can be evidenced. Every single week, I sit with people and provide detailed information about their loved ones in spirit, information that I could not otherwise know. Loved ones step forward to bring healing, to show the continuation of consciousness and that love is really eternal. They give me names, their personalities shine through. They will reframe memories for me to pass on, shared moments and details that only the sitter can understand. Evidence is first, the message is second. Proof creates the connection, and the connection creates healing. And what I want to talk about today is not just mediumship itself, but the spirit world as a place of love, support, and continued presence of life. Because the highest and biggest misconception I see is fear and misunderstanding. Fear that the spirit world is a dark place. Fear that it is unsafe. Fear that it is something unknown and therefore threatening. But what if I told you that the spirit world is not somewhere far away? What if I told you that the spirit world is intertwined with your life already? That your life is not built alone, but alongside your loved ones in spirit and alongside guides whose role is to support you and your growth. Today, we are going to talk about that. What the spirit world actually is. Why is it not a belief system? And how evidential mediumship demonstrates the continuity of consciousness. How spirit guides work with us. Why fear has been attached to spirituality. Why the spirit world is not dark. And how connection can bring healing, especially during grief. And how you can begin to feel supported again. At the end of the episode, I will guide you through a meditation specifically designed for those who are grieving. a meditation to help you feel less alone and more connected. But quiet does not mean empty. Mediumship does not require a belief. I cannot tell you how many people I bring through on a regular basis who did not believe in the spirit world. Religion asks for belief, faith asks for belief. But evidential mediumship demonstrates survival of consciousness through verifiable information. It is not about convincing someone. It is about providing evidence that allows the person to recognize their loved one is still present in some way. Across cultures and across time, humans have always asked the same question: what happens when I die? Through thousands of readings, personality continues, humor continues, love continues, memory continues, and above all, connection continues. People in spirit remain themselves. We are simply living our human existence, and when the human body ceases to function, we then transition to the spirit world. Your father is still protective. Your grandmother is still warm. The friend is still funny, and the partner is still deeply connected. That connection has not ended with death. The relationship has changed form, but it does not disappear. That is experience. Fear often comes from the unknown. When someone or something is not understood, the mind fills the gaps. Movies, television, stories, sensationalism, darkness sells. Fear gets attention. But the spirit world, as experienced through mediumship, is not frightening. Loved ones reference everyday things: dynamics, humor, memories, shared jokes, habits, music, food, celebrations. And above all, they acknowledge you. They acknowledge the part that you played in their spiritual growth. They acknowledge the living. They tell you they saw that. I know that happened. I know how hard that was. I know you tried, and I know you loved me. Recognition brings relief. Not every reading is expected in the way that it is delivered. I deliver readings when somebody that was estranged or angered during the living years comes through and offers peace and understanding, explains that they see the world through different eyes now, that they know that their part in your life was not what you needed, and they acknowledge that. Relief allows grief to move, and grief does need movement. Spirit guides are there too. They're supportive intelligence connected to your development. Their role is not control, and their role is awareness. It is not to give you the answers. It is to help you grow. They help highlight opportunities coming your way. Guidance often feels calm and consistent. You always have a choice. Guidance is an offering, not a command. And many people say, I knew that. I had a feeling. I ignored that feeling. Awareness strengthens the connection you have with your guides. Fear arises when something is misunderstood. Healthy spirituality does not remove your autonomy. Healthy spirituality encourages empowerment. Evidential mediumship is not about telling someone what to do. It is about demonstrating connection continues. Connection helps people feel stronger, and the knowledge that your loved ones walk by your side every day does help. Fear dissolves when understanding increases. Grief changes the way the world feels. Connection does not require physical presence. Love is relational. Many people report subtle connection through a song, a memory, a sense of comfort, a dream, a thought. Connection can soften grief. Moments of reassurance can help us keep moving forward. And next, we're going to give a shout out to my Patreon members. Those that have joined Patreon in the last week always get a shout out. And this week, we've had a number of subscribers. I want to thank everyone that does take the time to subscribe to my Patreon. It really does make a difference. The $5 level sponsors this podcast and allows it to happen without interruption of ads. You also get a newsletter once a month and access to our community chats, which people are loving, and the supportive nature of those chats. I try and get onto live as often as I can. I think my next live chat is on the 22nd. So that's next week. I'll probably be on before then. I was on a couple of times on the weekend. And also, I had my coffee morning this weekend just gone. We had some great questions on that. It is fascinating when people ask spiritual questions as well as current affair questions. Currently, in the Patreon, the Alignment Code Workshop, which is on the 23rd in the US, the 24th in Australia, is up. There is a $50 discount for Patreons, $15 and up. For that 2-hour workshop, which is all about empowerment, self-concept, and how to align yourself with your manifesting practices. There is a discount for my large evidential mediumship group, which is on the 26th. It's just a $10 discount because it's such a group, a cheap group. Great opportunity for those wanting to experience my evidential mediumship. This weekend just gone, Laurie Rivers and I recorded a new Sassy Sears episode, which is available for $15 and up. It'll go out in a couple of weeks for everyone. And we have our connected tier coming up, our connected open circle. Plenty of opportunities. If you are in, especially the $15 and up, you have 3 opportunities to ask me your spiritual questions, 3 across the month, plus when I'm in lives. So grab those. We usually have a good 100 people, if not more, in the coffee morning. So get along. Put your teeth in, Matilda. The link is in the bio. And currently, there's a great discount if you purchase a year in advance. But I want to give my thank yous to Sue Clifford, Mandy Lahu, Deborah Lynn, Alice, Kelsey Adams, Claire Parton, Sherry, Marion, Disco Pasta, Karen Hansen, Erica, Norman, Linda, and Chris. Thank you for joining my Patreon, and your support is, as always, much appreciated. So we've seen a handful of predictions that I made. There's predictions coming in all the time. I am not keeping up with the proof videos. I'm not going to lie. It's tough. If anyone out there is listening and knows of predictions that have happened, please put them in the chats and Fiona and I will find them and make videos because people love the proof of prediction videos. What I did this weekend was pull out some from my year ahead, my 2026, and that that was about Melania Trump and her announcement or statement, whatever you want to call it, I am not guilty. I am not guilty. Well, she is guilty as sin. Anyone that listened to my podcast episode back in, I think it was September, I will find it and put it up in the Patreon again, where I talk about Melania's connection to the Epstein files. That was done a good 6-7 months ago, and it talked in depth about, I felt that she had a connection to helping deliver young females to those that were requiring them. Um, so that is up there. I also saw the Jack Smith stuff, and I saw the threats against the Pope. Lots of others that have happened. It's been a bumpy week. I am going to give you a heads up right now. This next 2 weeks is the time in history that we as metaphysicians are struggling to put our finger on. We know that there is massive news. We know that there is good that comes from bad, but we're not entirely sure what it is or how it's going to be presented. Now, that being said, it could be one of the micro predictions that I've made in the past. I just don't know it, but I feel very explosive. I feel like there's going to be a couple. Could be one, could be two ships sunk. I feel like there's going to be a problem with the submarine. Keir Starmer is going to come under fire, but physically, like his physical well-being could be under fire. Something could be thrown at him, or he could be heckled, or somebody could make an attempt on his life. I also think there's going to be a problem with Harry and Meghan whilst they're in Australia. Pauline Hanson's going to do something abhorrent that could lead to her either being classed as security risk. It's not necessarily in connection with Harry and Meghan. Could be classed as a security risk or a threat or illegal. She's going to do something really ridiculous. And weather-wise, I think massive, massive storms globally. If you haven't paid attention to my preparation list that's on the newsletter, get doing it now. As I said, when I made that preparation list, it is a culmination of weather, war, threats, etc. Globally. I cannot pinpoint something. I do want to say that we're going to see some heightened earthquake action, mainly around. I think something in China is going to happen. China, Philippines, that sort of area. That's what I'm being shown. Something in Victoria where it feels either explosive weather, Victoria here in Australia, explosive weather, explosive, like a big fire of some sort in Victoria, could be something like a big building. There's a fire in it, whatever it is, and whatever I'm saying is going to make international news. Calls for Trump's impeachment are going to get greater. He's going to make some more ridiculous Truth Social posts. There's going to be one that's a real threat, but it's a threat against not Iran, but another country. Do I think that oh, that's the other thing. Netanyahu, his arrest warrant. I said there would be an arrest warrant for him. That has been issued. I think they're going to make moves to arrest him. It feels like it's on a plane, or I see him on a plane and something happens to him. That is Mr. Bibi Netanyahu. Um, but guys, be prepared for the unexpected. It's like massive news that brings a lift. I feel a change in energy as we go to the end of April, because I know it's been like walking through mud. If you are a sensitive, you will have felt like you are walking around with a paper bag on your head. And I want you to really try and bring yourself back to center as much as you can. Last week's episode had a meditation for that. So that is what I see coming in. It ain't pleasant, guys. I'm going to be honest. It's not going to feel pleasant. It's going to feel scary. But I feel like the good comes from the bad. That's how I feel. We're going to do a guided meditation This is aimed at everyone that is grieving. Now, grief is not just about grieving the loss of a loved one. It is about grieving the loss of a pet, the loss of a job, a loss of a lifestyle. And we could all do with a little bit of understanding that grief is hard and nobody has a right to tell you how to grieve. All I want you to do is look after yourself. So if you can sit comfortably, please do not do this meditation if you are driving. Take a slow breath in and exhale gently. Allow your shoulders to soften. And another breath in and exhale slowly. Allow your breathing to become natural. Notice the support beneath you. You are safe in this moment. Comforting, calm, and familiar warmth is beside you. Allow this warmth to represent love. If you are grieving someone, allow their presence to come to mind gently. Notice what you remember. Their personality, their humor, their presence. Notice what they appreciated about you. Connection often feels like remembering. Allow yourself to acknowledge that love continues, connection continues, relationship continues. Imagine yourself surrounded by support. Support that allows you to breathe. If there are words you would like to say them silently. Nothing needs to be perfect. The warmth remains part of your support system. Take a slow breath in and exhale gently. Bring awareness back to the room. You are not alone. Connection continues and love continues. I am keeping this short today, this podcast short. I would love to talk to you forever, but I've left recording very late and I've been at the vet with Seamus. Of course I have, because why would I have a dog that has simple medical needs? He's okay though. We're both fine. I just want to get this episode out because I think it's a really important episode. I want to remind you all that evidential mediumship, which is what I do, is part of a huge ecosystem, a system that proves that the spirit world exists, proves that your loved ones can continue to communicate with you once they have transitioned. It proves that they walk beside you. And I love being able to show that off in my group events and my one-on-one readings and pass on that information. But you can do this too by talking their name, by remembering them, by being open to the subtle signs that they are going to give you on a daily basis. Your loved ones will walk with you. Before I finish up, I just want to remind people that I have July readings available. You can go to my website, mediummatilda.com. Those in the $15 and up level in the Patreon have early booking access to Laurie Rivers and my next Charts and Channeling event, which is on the 16th of May. That event is A smaller event, it covers 3 months. We've kept it super, 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 super cheap. Just $50 to attend, and they usually go on for 2 or 3 hours. We do very, very in-depth predictions, energy, talking about the next 3 months and what we see happening for June, July, and August. So that is up for the $15 and up. On the 18th, it will be made publicly available, but getting quick because at that price, it's already filling up. I'm going to tell you now. My alignment code workshop is happening on the 23rd. Sydney Siders, I have 3 appointments available for the middle of May when I will be visiting your fair town. I'm up there for a week. I am seeing Michelle Obama, and I've got something exciting else happening. So I will be up there for a week. And that's about it, guys. I am going to wrap up. Drop in the comments where you are, what you're doing, where you're taking me today. I've been stuck at home doing lots and lots of work. I haven't had any adventures. Can you take me on some adventures whilst you're listening to me? I would be very grateful for that. Just remember, the spirit world is not something to fear. It is not something dark. It is not something exclusive. And it does not require belief. It can be experienced by everyone. If you are grieving, be gentle with yourself. Connection often unfolds really quietly. Support is often closer than you think. This has been Beyond This. Thank you for listening.